Hello there, and welcome. It's Friday, a day for an anomaly, and I'm actually going to bring this back around to my Monday discussion. I'm going to tell you a story not about a classroom experience, but about a learning experience. So I mentioned on Monday how I didn't have access to an Italian cook in order to achieve a good Italian red sauce, or some people will call it marinara sauce. I just call it red sauce. Anyway, the Galloping Gourmet hinted that I might try oregano, and I tried oregano, and it was what I was looking for. I was so excited the first time I made it because there it was, the flavor that was missing. And suddenly this whole opportunity seemed to bloom inside my head about, well, this flavor can go in other savory dishes and it might add to them. It might give them some pop. And over the years, I also began to use other flavors that helped. Like, for example, I can remember the first time I used soy sauce. Now, here's something interesting. Mother's family background, both on her mother and father's side, was essentially English or Great Kingdom-ish. A little bit of German in there, but Worcestershire sauce was always in the refrigerator. We always had Lea and Perrins, and Mother made the most beautiful roast legs of lamb. Worcestershire sauce often figured in her meat recipes. Well, Worcestershire sauce is something that was made in England because a guy got back from traveling in the Orient and he had soy sauce, and he said to his cook, I want something like soy sauce. Let's put some soy sauce in there. And of course, soy sauce wasn't in England. They didn't have soy sauce. So his cook kept developing this substance to try to achieve what soy sauce did. And Worcestershire sauce came out of it. So this idea of innovation, of saying you can innovate, really does make a difference. And here's the really funny, beautiful, strange, terrible part of it. I started cooking for the family. Mother at that time was working, and during the school year, both Mother and Daddy were at school or at work, and I was home. I didn't have a babysitter. After school, I would walk home. It was only a little way away. It wasn't that far away from the school, and it was right on the edge of town, and I was there at the house alone. So I got permission. I got permission to cook some dinners. I got to cook some dinners. And one of the dinners I decided to cook, after I learned how to make it, was spaghetti with red sauce. And my mother warned me. She said, now, this is fine. You can make this, but you have to understand that your daddy doesn't really like that very much. So you can't do it a lot. You'll have to choose some other things to make. Because that's not really your dad's favorite dish. So you don't want to wear him out on it. So, okay. So I had made it, and then a month went by or so when I made it again. And I guess it was maybe the third or fourth time I made the sauce, because I was working all the time with it. Daddy came home, Mother came home, we had dinner, spaghetti with salad, it was a really simple meal. But after Daddy finished off his plate of spaghetti, he said, can I have another one? And Mother looked at him like, and she said to him, I thought you didn't like spaghetti. He didn't like Mother's spaghetti. He didn't like Mother's spaghetti. None of us liked Mother. She didn't even like Mother's spaghetti. But it made her kind of mad that he liked my spaghetti enough to want seconds. Now, if I had been a little bit more confident human being, a little bit more like I am now, a little bit more of a terrible winter, I would have rubbed it in on the then, but of course I didn't. I was embarrassed and kind of confused by the whole feeling. But essentially, I knew, oh, Daddy likes my spaghetti just fine. He doesn't like Mother's spaghetti. So I started making other dishes as well. That's when I started delving into some really unusual dishes like venison enchiladas. I'm telling you, let me tell you, if you've never tried to make venison rolled enchiladas, baked, a kind of casserole baked form of it, you haven't lived. I used a red sauce. It was so great. And guess what it had in it? Oregano. So, that's it for today. I hope you have a glorious rest of the day, and I hope you see me again, you gorgeous people.